History repeats. Twins every 100 years. Louis and Lillian were war babies who were born on July 1st during the 40s in Atlanta, Georgia. Their parents, Henry and Pauline, met during World War II, and after a whirlwind courtship, were married on the weekend Henry left for overseas. Although there had been time before the marriage to get acquainted with her new in-laws with whom she had gone to live, Pauline was delighted to acquire a father and a mother and a set of living grandparents. She was glad because her own family had died when she was quite young, and she had really never enjoyed the feeling of belonging to folks who would treat her as one of their own. However, Pauline was soon to learn that she had married into a family with a rather strange past. A family with history always repeated itself, and where she was destined to play a role. Since there was not room for Pauline to stay in her in-laws' home in Atlanta, she went to live with her husband's grandparents, who resided 20 miles west of the city. Everyone decided that Pauline would be better off there to await the birth of her baby, or as it turned out, her twin girls. Once at the country place, an impressive gentleman's farmhouse manor, which dated to the early 1800s, Pauline found that she had felt immediately at home. She had a feeling that she had been there before. When Grandma opened the kitchen door upon Pauline's arrival, she took one look at her grandson's new wife and cried out with joy. "Pa," the old woman shouted, "come and see. It's Pauline. She's come home again." Pauline frowned in confusion and turned a questioning gaze upon the old servant with the snowy white hair, who had driven into Atlanta to pick her up. He smiled without saying a word, carried her luggage inside, and disappeared up a staircase with it, leaving Pauline to guess at what the old woman had implied. The young pregnant wife did not have long to wait before she began to find out. Her husband's grandfather appeared in the kitchen and froze in his tracks momentarily. His genial blue eyes searched the newcomer and apparently liked what they saw. A moment later he embraced her and showed her into the parlor, a vast room lined with portraits of family members long since departed. "So you're Pauline," he laughed, taking her by the hands and holding her at arm's length. "Here now, let's look at you." Grandma stood beside him, beaming at her. "Didn't I tell you, didn't I?" she said excitedly. "Isn't she the spin image of Mother Pauline when she was her age?" Pauline suddenly felt little tingles course down her spine. It was not so much from what the old people were saying about her, but rather from her first glimpse of the portrait which hung above the mantel. She dropped her hands, and like one transfixed, moved across the creaky floor to stare up at the portrait. It was like looking into a mirror at herself. The hairstyle was different, and there were heavier contours to the face in the portrait, but the resemblance was remarkable. Pauline turned in awe. Was her name Pauline also? Grandma nodded eagerly, and a rush of excitement came beside her and pointed up at the portrait. That was Pa's mother, and her name was Pauline too. She had twin daughters, Louise and Lillian, who were born on July 1st and died when they were 21. Then she had Pa,